Hey, paisanos!
He's the fastest thing alive. Super fighting robot. Mega Man.
Back in the 80s, the 1980s, a newfangled technology called video games was all the rage. A little company called Nintendo single-handedly revitalized the industry and consumers couldn't get enough. Another big thing in the 80s was Saturday morning cartoons. I was being a little facetious about the video game thing, but some viewers might actually not know this. That's right, before the days of Netflix and even widespread internet, we had to watch cartoons when they aired, or record them on VHS tapes. But if an executive thought there was money to be made, a cartoon was created. One of the biggest producers of cartoons was Dick. Dick was huge in the 80s and 90s, and all the kids just, it's pronounced Deke. Deke produced shows like Inspector Gadget, Mask, The Real Ghostbusters, and Hulk Hogan's Rockin' Wrestling. And they adapted some video game franchises in the cartoons such as Double Dragon, several iterations of Mario and Sonic, and they even localized Sailor Moon in a time when anime was still a strange foreign concept. In 1989, Nintendo presented them with an idea for a cartoon based on Captain Nintendo, a character from Nintendo Power, and it became Captain N the Game Master.
Captain N, the Game Master.
It was about a kid who was transported from the real world into Videoland to fight against characters like Mother Brain, King Hippo, and the Eggplant Wizard from Kid Icarus. All this sounds awesome, why does the show get such a bad rep?
Welcome to Videoland.
Okay, so whoever wrote these characters apparently never played a video game. Pit is called Kid Icarus, which, I mean, we didn't know any better. Mega Man is this thing. And Simon Belmont, who looks like this and does this, was turned into some prototype Johnny Bravo. And also, since I just watched the second season of Castlevania, I need to make you aware of what Alucard looked like in this show.
Yo, Pops! Check out my new bat flip! Alright!
Despite all of these atrocities, we have to remember that this was the 80s and this was made for kids. Instead of analyzing the inaccuracies to the source material, kids were more likely to be like, is that Mega Man fighting the brain thing from Metroid? Radical. Or more likely, woo, cartoons. I'm not going to do a rundown of the entire series, this is Zelda Month, and instead of talking about the Legend of Zelda cartoon like so many other channels have done, I'm going to review the Captain N episode that takes place in Hyrule. The Season 2 episode, Quest for the Potion of Power, is essentially the plot of Zelda 2. Some monsters are trying to find the aforementioned Potion of Power to resurrect Ganon. There are some moblins terrorizing a town, and they actually kind of look like how you'd imagine. Zelda calls the main cast for help, and Simon makes me regret watching this.
Not only am I tall, blonde, and handsome, I'm quick on the draw, light on my feet.
Now, I bet you're expecting,
Excuse me, princess.
but Link actually doesn't act like an idiot here. And his costume looks great, even though I don't remember NES era Zelda showing this much skin. Here we see the main antagonist, Mother Brain, who looks nothing like a brain and sounds even worse.
The potion of power. Captain Nice Guy will lead them right to it.
And King Hippo and Eggplant Wizard do typical dumb henchman stuff. We finally get to see some action with Captain N using an NES zapper to shoot moblins. Link shoots laser beams from his sword because it's more kid-friendly than chopping, I guess. And Zelda shoots light arrows, which wouldn't actually happen in the games for like another 8 years. Like, I know they're trying to save the townspeople, but with a face like that, just let the kid die. They travel to another location that looks like it could be Death Mountain with all the rocks flying around, and then the 80s music kicks in. I might have been wrong earlier when I said the writers have never actually played a game, because the horsehead boss drops a key, and the floating eye things you find in Old Kosoto and the graveyards are invisible like in the game. The bad guys get into some nonsense, Link almost gets wasted,
He almost got us wasted.
and they fight the horse-mounted Iron Knuckle boss. During the fight, King Hippo and Eggplant Wizard steal the Potion of Power. This is actually kind of the plot for Ocarina of Time. They give Ganon the potion, changing him from this little pig thing into this giant pig thing. And that's kind of like how Voldemort got revived in Harry Potter. This show was actually pretty ahead of its time.
Link, how nice to see you again. And you brought your friends for my coming out party.
Way ahead of its time. They used the Reflect spell to bounce back Ganon's attack, killing him once again.
That reflect magic is awesome stuff. I'll get you some for your next birthday.
Now there was another episode containing Link and Zelda, but I don't think I can make it through another one. So that's it for Zelda Month here on the YouTube channel. Go check out the Facebook for Minish Cap streams. Follow me everywhere on social media at CrashLove Gaming. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.